Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. I am here with another very important current affairs topic, and this is a topic related to GST compensation. And I hope you all know that there is a deadlock between center and state regarding the GST compensation. So let us go into this matter, what it is and how it happened and why is this in news currently. And as we speak, as I am giving this lesson today, Monday of 12th October, there is going to be a 43rd GST Council meet to resolve this particular problem. And let us see tomorrow what it is happened, but at present let us understand what is the deadlock. Okay, so what is the GST compensation issue? So we all know that the GST was introduced in 2007, and since then it was operating well for 1 or 2 years. But last year the central government was facing economic slowdown, right? And this year there was this COVID, and both these has affected the ability of the central government to pay GST compensation to the states. Okay, because there is a huge shortfall in the tax collection under the GST for central government, which plan to compensate the states by a certain GST collection, which is known as cess on sin goods. Okay, and because of this the center is unable to pay. So let us see that all in detail. See, initially when the GST Act was proposed, what it means is it is going to subsume a whole lot of taxes which both the center and states collected into only single tax called GST, which the center will collect. Okay, and what it will do is it is going to take away a lot of states tax collecting, right? And this may result in state losing taxes, because in this new regime where they will tax is, they will tax at the consumption point. That is, if suppose Tamil Nadu is producing a product and it is selling in Madhya Pradesh, they will tax at Madhya Pradesh rather than in earlier taxes, that is in manufacturing. So in earlier, if there are Tamil Nadu, we know it's a very highly industrial state. Because of this, lot of industries there. So Tamil Nadu get more taxes revenue. Now, if in the GST they are going to tax in the consumption area where the product is sold rather than where it is manufactured, it is going to affect the tax of the particular state. The state which is earning more tax earlier, the state which has more industries. So Tamil Nadu, states like that. There are some states which are earning more. So these states were reluctant to join the GST. So to solve this problem, what the center did was to convince the states and to support the GST. This idea of GST compensation was proposed by the center. Okay, what the center said is, so for 5-year period there will be a compensation paid based on the calculation. Okay, so they decided that what was the tax that is collected on 2015 and 16 by which will be the base year collected by a particular state, we will add 14% to it, and based on that a GST compensation of 14% will be given for every year, for every forthcoming year. It will be added again. Okay, that is how it was decided. Okay, and since then for first 2 years there was no problem. And how this will be paid is, it will be paid in every 2 months. Okay, for every 2 months. And the center will, how the center will have this resources, the center said that they will charge an additional cess of for sin and luxury goods. Sin and luxury goods means, so if you are buying car and some luxury items, for that center will charge an additional cess and cess, and additionally they will also charge in the product like sin goods, no, the that are harmful to human beings like cigarette, tobacco. So in those areas, so in these two areas center will levy a cess, and from this fund the center will provide compensation to the states. Okay, and that is how it went. But since last year, because of the lockdown, in fact in the 2000 last year itself center faced some shortfall, but it was able to meet those shortfall by using the previous 2 years additional chess they received. Okay, and but this year the pandemic came, no, it because of the pandemic, see, people normally they will spend for everything. They will buy luxury items, they will buy sin goods and everything. But when they are short in money, no, they will buy only what is necessary for them. They won't spend in luxury goods and sin items. As a result, the sin item and luxury goods, there was a huge shortfall. The center was lacking the money. Okay, that is why the center has not enough money to compensate for the states. So see, there was a GST Council created for this purpose. Okay, see, also kindly remember this fact, to make this compensation authentic, because it is a center between a center and state, no, it was made into a constitution by the article by the amendment 101 First Amendment Act. A GST few articles were inserted into the constitution, and by the article 279A a GST Council was created. Okay, and by the GST Compensation to States Act was also passed, and this guarantees the states for 5 years of compensation by center. Okay, and this GST Council is very important. It is a constitutional body, as I said earlier. Questions like this could be asked in polity, whether GST Council is a statutory body or a constitutional body. It is a constitutional body, okay, because it is created by Article 279A for making recommendation to the union and state governments on issues related to goods and services tax. So it will have the union finance minister as the chairman and one member of the union state minister or revenue or finance, and there is also ministers in the states, one member for each state, that is generally will be the finance minister of the particular state. Okay, because of this it is considered as a federal body where the center and states get representation. Okay, and all decisions taken at the council will be based on voting. Okay, and the process of voting is like in fact it is given in the constitutional amendment itself. It will be like 3/4 majority, that is 75% of the vote. Okay, 75% of the people has to do. The vote is shared among the center and state in such a way that the center will have 1/3 of the vote and the states will have 2/3 of the vote. Okay, that is how it was decided. Center will have 2/3 majority, 1/3 majority, as that is 33%, and state will have 2/3. So since the decisions has to be made by 75%, so even if all the states join together, they cannot make a decision. Similarly, even at present there's a central government, no, which is all powerful in almost like 20 states it is there. Okay, even if all the center, the 1/3 of the center and the 20 states join together, they will not still get the 3/4 majority. As a result, this is going to be a deadlock even today if it is put to voting. Okay, let us see what it is. Okay, see, this problem started when the 41st GST Council was met on 27th August 2020. Since this is happening in the COVID time, and at that time the current finance minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman had said that they will not be able to compensate, the center will not be able to compensate the states for the GST compensation, since there is a shortfall in the revenue in the GST collections, okay, due to COVID. That is what she said. So according to the compensation estimates that we talked earlier, no, that based on the 2015-16 base year, there will be 14% added for each year, no. In that method, 3 lakh crore has to be given to the states, okay, 3 lakh crore for states, while the chess collection is expected to be only around 65,000 for the center. The center only have, see, previous 2 years, if there is like this 2 lakh, 3 lakh crore compensation to be paid, the chess collection was also that much for the center, so they were easily paying this compensation to the states. But this year the chess collection estimated to come only around 65,000 crore, okay, and that is 3 lakh has to be paid. So there is a huge shortfall, that is 2 lakh 35 lakh crore, that is shortfall, okay. And this the center, what it said is, it said that of this 2 lakh 35 lakh crore, only 97,000 crore is because of loss to the GST implementation, and the balance 1,38,000 crore is because of the COVID-19 crisis, otherwise it would not be there, and it is considered as act of God, okay. That is the same word used by the finance minister. In fact, many people mocked her for that, okay. So what they said is, see, the center is having a shortfall of 2 lakh 35 lakh crore collection in the GST, and for this the center can be responsible only for 97,000 crore, which is because of GST implementation as per the estimate. The other 1,35,000 crore is caused by the impact of COVID, okay. And the center also gave options how to for the states to handle this problem, okay. And but this amount was later changed by the center in the 42nd council as 1,10,000 crore instead of 97,000 crore, and 1,80 lakh crore in place of 2,35,000 crore, okay, sorry, 1,38,000 crore. So that is how it was finally ended. So the center, what it said is, for the amount, see, the center actually the center has to pay the compensation for the states, okay, whatever the amount is. But the center said they are not having enough resources and they cannot borrow further, which will actually create more problem for them, and it will reflect in the India's fiscal parameters, and internationally India will look bad. So they said they will give the states 2 options, and in this both option the states have to borrow the money, okay. In the first option, the state can borrow the entire 97,000, which is later revised to 1,10,000, no, that 1,10,000 crore, okay, they could borrow. For this borrowing, both the interest and the principal will be paid by the center later, when the chess is collected later, next year or up to 2022, there is no, the center will pay. So this is one, because they say that only 1,10,000 is only because of GST implementation, okay, this the state will take care of. Or it also said that the state can borrow the entire amount, that is 2,35 lakh crore as borrow, the state could borrow, but in that case the center will only pay the principal amount and not the interest amount. The interest amount has to be borne by the state. That is what the center was proposed, okay. And it gave only 1 week time in August 27 to all the states to take one of this option. But in fact, in India, nearly 20 states are, 21 states are ruled by BJP and its allied states. So most of them took one of these options. In fact, most of them decided to take the first option. Okay. But there are also other states which are not ruled by BJP government, states like Kerala, Bengal, Bihar. Some of these states, no, they did not accept none of the both the recommendation, and they said that it is the duty of the center to compensate them. Why the center is shedding the responsibility, and why we have to borrow? Let the center borrow and pay the money. Okay, they are saying that the center has to borrow the 2 lakh 35 lakh crore and it has to compensate the state. That is what these states are saying. That is how the deadlock happened. They said that we are already facing, because of the pandemic, a lot of problem, and we need to fight this virus, and for this we need resources to take care of health care and other problems. Okay, so that we need the compensation, and already we are incapable of borrowing much, and now putting more pressure on us is not good. And they also said that the country's economic parameters will be considered by both the states and center, and not only by the center's strategy. So don't give this kind of explanation. So it is your responsibility to actually compensate us, and so you borrow us and give. This is how the deadlock happened between the center and states. Okay, I hope you understand what I've said. This is how the deadlock came into being. Okay. So this problem is creating a kind of problem for the cooperative federalism, that in fact, and the GST itself, in fact, if there should be any further reforms in GST and the continuation of GST, there will be issue, because the state will lose the trust of the center, because the center has already promised that it will pay compensation, but now it is backing, showing the situation. Okay, so there will be less trust among the states for any future central plan. So that is why the cooperative federalism is under deep trouble. Okay, you understand why the cooperative federalism under trouble. Now, how to get out of this problem? Okay, see, it is the central government, okay, which should lead the country out of this GST problem. It should take the lead by borrowing and paying the states. Okay, it should not shed the responsibility against on the states. Okay, when a problem comes, the leader who wanted the GST to be implemented, that is our government, central government, it should take the responsibility. It is both morally and legally by the act of GST Council Act, by which it said, no, it is constitutionally also written, no, it is morally and legally bound to compensate the same. So there is no point in saying in the GST Council that it is because of the act of God, it is because of a lack of funds, we are and it is because we cannot borrow further. So saying these kind of common excuses is not correct on the part of center. Okay, if the center is really caring about the cooperative federalism, it should take the burden and it should take the states with it. Okay, and we also have to understand the center has more sources for raising revenue than the states. Okay, see, the Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act, no, it wants the fiscal deficit of states and centers should be at particular level. In that case, the center has more leverage for collection of revenue than the states. The states' hands are very short. Okay, they cannot borrow much. So the center, because it is having more opportunities, it should actually borrow money and pay this compensation, rather than putting the what you say burden on the states. Okay. Similarly, the states also should have to understand this kind of situation has come at a time of COVID-19. So there will be some shortfall. So they also have to be more realistic in the compensation rather than asking for the full compensation to the center. Okay, they could by this, as the center said, no, it wanted to give like a 1,10,000 only due to the GST implementation. They could go for an extra 1,30,000 48,000 like that, like rather than asking the entire 2,35,000 has to be paid as compensation. So both of them should come together and make some compromises, and that is how the negotiation has to be done, because taking all the matters into consideration. Okay, otherwise there will be this deadlock continuing, and this may result in a problem with both center and the state, and also with the GST reforms and any future reforms regarding continuation. So, but the huge responsibility is on the shoulders of the center, because it is the leader, they are the chair, they are the person who are obligated to pay to the compensation. They should talk rather than they should put the burden on the states. Okay, they should take the lead, they should borrow. Okay, so let us see tomorrow how the present 43rd General Council, what the discussion, and tomorrow newspaper there will be news. But at present this is how it is there, and this is how this answer should be seen. Okay, keep watching this. This is a very major issue, no? And any question related to GST Council, the Act, that is the GST Council Act 2017, or the 101 Constitutional Amendment Act, what are the articles were inserted, all these kinds of questions will be asked. Okay, like Article 279A, Article 339, 239A, 249A, like that there are some articles were inserted. So you need to know all those things. Will be a chance of question, since the GST is so much discussed in these days in newspapers. Okay, I hope you get an understanding of what is the GST Council compensation crisis, and please follow this news, it will be very useful. Thank you, bye.